I get it here standing in the kitchen, staring at a half-empty orange, wondering if splurging on a high-end juicer will end up as another dust collector or actually become the shortcut to that fresh squeezed glass you crave each morning. You don't want to waste money on something that looks great on paper but turns out to be a hassle, and you're also wary of buying a machine that takes up half the counter for a few occasional juices. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. And I'm here to walk through what the Zumex Essential Pro actually does in a real home or small shop setting so you can decide if it's worth the price tag for you. First off, the Essential Pro isn't a tiny countertop gadget you can pop in a drawer. It's a commercial-style press that sits on a sturdy base with a wide feed chute designed for whole oranges. That design choice matters because it eliminates the need to pre-cut the fruit, which is a small but real time saver if you're juicing a batch of 10 or 12 oranges for a brunch crowd. I've seen people in coffee shops pull an entire crate of oranges through this machine in under 5 minutes. And the same speed translates well to a busy family kitchen where you might want a pitcher of juice for a weekend breakfast. What really sets the Essential Pro apart is the extraction method. It uses a slow-rotating auger that crushes the fruit against a stainless steel reamer, which means you get a higher yield per orange compared to the typical centrifugal juicers that spin at high speeds. In practice, that means you'll notice less waste at the bottom of the bin and a richer, fuller-bodied juice that holds its flavor a bit longer. For anyone who tracks calories or wants the most vitamin C per fruit, that extra yield is a tangible benefit. Now, the machine is definitely built for throughput, which also brings a few trade-offs. At around 30 pounds, it's not something you'll lift into a cupboard after each use. You'll need a dedicated spot on your countertop or a small prep table, and the footprint is roughly the size of a standard kitchen mixer. If you live in a cramped apartment, that could become a deal breaker. The noise level is another practical point. Because the auger turns slower than a centrifugal model, it's quieter, but you'll still hear a low hum and the occasional crunch as the fruit meets the reamer. It's not a library-quiet operation, but it's far from the whine you get from a high-speed blender. Cleaning is often where juicers earn their keep or lose it. The Essential Pro scores points here because the juice outlet and pulp tray are removable and can be rinsed under the tap. The auger and reamer are also accessible, though you'll need to disassemble a couple of parts to give them a proper scrub. If you're willing to spend a minute or two after each session, the process is straightforward. If you're looking for a press-and-walk-away experience, you'll find the extra steps a slight inconvenience. The stainless steel surfaces do a good job of resisting staining, so you won't end up with a permanent orange tint on the machine. One thing that often trips people up with larger juicers is versatility. The Essential Pro shines with oranges, grapefruits, and other medium-sized citrus because the chute is sized for those fruits. If you frequently juice smaller lemons, limes, or kumquats, you'll need to have them first, which adds an extra step that some users find annoying. Conversely, the wide chute can handle larger varieties like navel oranges or even small pomelos without choking, which is a nice flexibility if you like to experiment with different flavors. From a cost perspective, the Essential Pro sits in the premium segment. It's not a budget purchase, and that price is justified by the durability, higher juice yield, and the fact that it's designed for frequent use. If you're the type who drinks a glass of fresh juice every day, or you run a small CAF that offers a fresh squeezed option, the per-glass cost quickly drops below that of bottled juice or a lower-end machine that would need replacing after a year or two. On the flip side, if you only make juice on occasion, say, a holiday brunch once a year, the return on investment shrinks, and a simpler hand press or a budget centrifugal model might make more sense. Let's break down who should consider buying this and who should walk away. If you're a health-focused family that values vitamin intake, you love the ritual of fresh juice, and you have the counter real estate to accommodate a heavier unit, the Essential Pro is a solid match. Small business owners think a boutique breakfast spot, a juice bar, or a catering service will appreciate the consistent output and the ability to process large batches without breaking a sweat. On the other hand, renters with limited space, occasional juicers, or anyone who prefers a set-and-forget gadget with a single-handed operation might find this model overkill. The price point also filters out hobbyists who are okay with a few drops of pulp.